We're off to a wonderful start. Are you ready to laugh?
Yeah!
Are you ready to have your problem solved?
Oh yeah!
Welcome to Curious Comedy Theater. The Mental State Department welcomes you to Psickass V, the costume party horror show. Introducing your host for tonight's festivities, Joe Hieronymus.
Gosh, this is awkward. See, I got this costume like a month ago. Kind of had to go with it. Spooky now, don't you think? Plus, I have some experience. I went as David Foster Wallace for Halloween 2008. It's October 13th, a lot of spooky stuff going on in the world. Spooky stuff, I say. 10,000 people descended on downtown Portland last Thursday to occupy Portland. Showed unity with Occupy Wall Street as part of the protest against the wealthiest 1% in America. 10,000 people, that's a lot of people for Portland. Don't you think there'd have been a few more if they'd called it a job fair? Former Minnesota Governor Tim Pawlenty says he regrets pulling out of the Republican presidential primary too soon. Which is funny because that's the opposite that Tim Pawlenty's father said about his mother. Pawlenty says he's now endorsing Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney's been under a lot of criticism lately for his Mormon faith. And that draws a lot of attention and the focus away from Michelle Bachmann being Michelle Bachmann and Rick Perry being George W. Bush. A woman ran the Chicago Marathon while pregnant over the weekend. She finished and immediately gave birth. That's right, instead of cutting the umbilical cord, that baby ran right through it. A man threw a hot dog at Tiger Woods at a golf tournament, which is kind of funny. I got to thinking about it. I was like, what are they doing serving hot dogs at golf tournaments? And then I got to look at the scorecard and the leaderboard. I thought, what's Tiger Woods still doing at golf tournaments? Al-Qaeda died last weekend. No, I read that wrong. It was Al Davis, owner of the Oakland Raiders. That's not as good as for the war on terror, is it? In overseas news, the Dutch have reclassified 80% of cannabis as a hard drug, and it's now illegal. In a related story, tourists have reclassified Amsterdam as Bummersville. Monday was a national holiday. That's right, it was Columbus Day, the only day Americans celebrate immigrants coming to America. Speaking of immigration, Liberty, Iowa has now become the first majority Hispanic city in the state of Iowa. That way, when racists say, go back to where you came from, they're talking about sending them back to Liberty, Iowa. Liberty, Iowa, where you can only join a band if you play the tuba and the accordion. Let's see, with some other headlines from the past week. Beards and haircut in an Amish feud. Bees sting the police in a turkey raid. Oh, here's some breaking news from the Huffington Post. 2 bear cubs fall out of the hammock. Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge show for you tonight. We're going to go ahead and start by bringing out all the players from this evening that you're going to be seeing. Former Psickass President Whitney Street as a pretty princess. Jeff Oliver as Jordy LaForge. Mandy helped to get you Aliana as a California raisin. Tynan DeLong as a raver kid. Christian Ricketts as a beatnik who brought a baked potato from home. Kevin Michael Moore as a used pumpkin salesman. And Jay Dean as... Jay, what are you again?
I'm a mental State Department sketch. I'm Comedy Bird and Public Policy Bear.
Oh, he's one of those costumes that you have to explain to everybody. And Sean Fleet as Hunter S. Thompson. We have Ira Novus as our musician. And up in the tech booth, we have Zach Cole. And of course, I am...
Oh God! He's dead! He's been murdered!
Yo, you guys think it's weird that he was dressed as Steve Jobs and then he died?
Yeah, that's kind of suspicious.
He had cancer.
No, there's a gunshot wound right there.
That's the sound cancer makes?
Well, I could have sworn I heard a gunshot.
Yeah, I heard it through the grapevine.
Well,